Hi, my name is Anne McNamara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I am back in my favorite town in America, which is Palatka, which is a small rural town in the middle of Florida. And I'm here today with Nathan Clifton, who is the owner and long-time developer of this building. This building anchors the top of the downtown, and it's got a really important part in keeping foot traffic driving up the street. So I'm going to ask him a few questions about why he's here, how he got here, and what his plans are for the future. Hey Nathan.
Hi there.
So tell me about this building. When did you buy it?
I bought this building in 2004.
Okay.
Very, very bad shape. Then at that point, what tenants were living upstairs, I got them to leave and then began a complete reconstruction of the entire building from the roof down below the ground.
Okay. And when you bought the building, how did you buy it? Did you get bank finance?
No, as a matter of fact, I ended up doing a government finding because it got damaged in a storm right after I purchased it.
Okay.
So I was able to get an SBA disaster loan.
Okay. Would the banks have financed it for you if you needed it?
Yes, they most certainly would have. Unfortunately, the interest rate would kill a normal person. The payments would have been too much to even mess with it. Wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah, interesting. So when you got this building, what sort of shape was it in?
It was on a scale of 1 to 10. It was a -2.
Wow. What did you need to do?
A complete restructure of everything. There were like 8 rooms upstairs for just room rentals, a rooming house. The downstairs was nothing but a block wall, no air conditioning, just window units everywhere. And I put a new roof, 9 tons of air conditioning upstairs, put in 6 apartments, and to a laundry area for the tenants up, and a total rehab of the entire building.
Would this place be viable with just the residential on the
Well,
second
I don't
floor?
think anybody that's investing any money would just go in to be an apartment or residential renter when you've got such a great downstairs to offer the public.
Yeah. And tell me about your thinking for how you've organized the ground floor.
Well, I organized the ground floor doing what I thought would benefit Putnam County and Palatka and the surrounding areas, just because I don't believe that a small businessman such as myself or any other small business person can compete with the corporate structure this day and time. So I decided to come up with an idea that would allow me to get into the ball game and survive.
Yeah. So tell me about that structure.
That structure is, in this particular building here, putting in 14 booths that I rent out along with the 6 apartments upstairs, and have different types of businesses that come in. And the whole idea was, if one business is bringing in a customer, they're going to see another business, and the word's going to get around, and everybody's going to come in and shop, and everybody that rents a booth help one another to make a living.
Yeah, I love that. So in every town centre revitalisation I've been involved in, there is a stage when it is exactly as Nathan's saying, we are not going to get the Starbucks in here, we are not going to get the hobby lobbies, we are going to have to do it for ourselves. So what Nathan instinctively went to is a system that works for him and it works for the small retailer. So let's just have a look and see how that works. In some places it's called meanwhile uses, and it's what it provides opportunities before the town is ready for the next step. And what the key is to make this work. There should always be places in town where this can happen. It's like being in it's a starter home. It's the retail equivalent of a starter home.
Yeah, well, to begin with, over here to the left, I have probably the most professional, gifted seamstress in the whole county. This is Brenda Snyder. She's been with me probably 8 years, Brenda?
Yep, 8 years September.
And she is a very professional at what she does. Over here on the left, is Linda Williams, and Linda's got 2 booths that she's got, and she does all kinds of stuff, jewelry, she does pot holders, hats, you name it, Linda's involved with it. And she's got a lot of hot air, and she blows up a lot of balloons. And as you can see, I have divided a lot of the Halloween festivities. We're getting ready for a wine stroll we're having in downtown Palatka this evening. That's why you see a lot of the stuff. But these are booths, for example, that I rent out for $300 a month. There's nobody that wants to get into business and start off small can go rent a commercial building for that amount of money anywhere in the United States of America. And I have had people that I've rented to in my organization that have gone on to buy their own buildings, and now they've got a big time business, but they got started here with us.
Exactly. This is the starter unit that every town needs, and we are so lucky to have Nathan doing this here, because how many people do you think will have gone on to, this is the platform that they're
I would
starting
hate
from?
to imagine. I know it's probably 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I love this. Small spaces, month to month rent, no drama if you leave, no drama if you stay, and a setup that can afford it. So that's why your residential on top is so important, because it's your anchor income, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the uber profit, you know, if you can
Right.
keep everything occupied.
And also the fact that we have another building, you know, that's a commercial, 3 commercials and 3 more apartments in the other building.
Great.
And what we do, and I'm proud to say, I'm involved in anything from A to Z. As long as it's legal, I'm involved in it.
Not sure about the legal bit.
And I'm sure it's legal. I'm friends with the sheriff. And as you can see, there's all kinds of different stuff here, from antiques to anything from 50 cents up to $4,000.
And these are all owned by different booth owners.
Correct.
And you
Correct.
sort of are the middleman managing them if they're not here a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, brilliant.
And here, even in this particular booth here, I have what is called the Shane Johns Project. There's Shane and his manager, Nikki's over there in the corner. She just ran off. Shane is a professional musician, and he goes around in different places and doing shows. He also does guitar repair. He sells equipment. Anything musically, Shane is involved in, because his business is called What the Heck Music and More. So he's a very talented young man, and we're proud to have him to be a part of the Rivertown Suites Marketplace here at 910 St. John's Avenue.
What do you think Palatka needs more? How could Palatka help the people of Palatka
I think
to do more?
Palatka needs to do something to bring in more opportunities in the way of jobs for our younger people, instead of them leaving the community, going to other areas to try to make a living. It'd be nice if we had that opportunity to have industrial jobs that paid good money, so that those people could turn around and support the businesses in all of Palatka, not just here.
So when I look at Palatka, I see all of these empty buildings, not just on St. John's, but on Reed and on many of the cross streets, and it drives me insane. And then I look at how you're really making this building work. You have residential upstairs, you have retail slash multiple activity downstairs. What do you think other property owners could be doing to help with jobs?
Property owners this day and time, it's a tough world that we live in. Most people are not in a situation to turn around, have the space, or perhaps even the knowledge to turn around and put an operation together that's going to be a long-term effect, that's going to be profitable. It is very, very expensive. We are regulated to death. Our taxes are enormous. Our property taxes are outrageous. And I think it's going to take, once again, fighting the corporate structure, because they have the funds behind them to do whatever, whenever, however. And the small mom and pop guy doesn't have that type of funding or backing to be able to do that.
I'd like to see Palatka do a property tax freeze from where you buy it to your rehab value, your ARV. I want to see that frozen because it can double. If I'm not careful, mine will double. Well, that's not okay. I want to see a gap funding between what you have to spend on your construction and what your ARV is.
Exactly.
You know, purchase plus construction equals minus ARV. So if we could have that funded, that would be great. I want to explore more about opportunity zones.
Exactly. One of the things that they've put on us here after I got started was it cost me about $3,500 a year, which is a fire fee. Don't get me wrong, it's not a tax. And those firemen by all means need all the help they can get. But to put it on a small businessman when your town is not producing enough business to offset those charges really puts a bind back on the property owner.
Well, things seem to be changing at the moment. We have a really good mayor. We have elections coming up, local elections, which could mean that we have more development, pro-activity. Feel about the future of Palatka as we stand
I think
today?
the future of Palatka is the best I've ever seen it in my life. And the reason I say that was there was a time when a person would definitely have to leave here after graduating from high school and go somewhere else to make a living. I had to do the same thing myself if I didn't work at the mill or for Florida Power. Those were the only two employers at one time. Now what I have to say is I've never seen this area since I've been born grow like it's growing right now. There's a lot of investors buying up things. We've got, I believe the gentleman that owns Bass Pro Shops has bought up a bunch of land in Palatka, going to develop that into one of his other deals that he has going on. We got a lot of things in the background that are happening. I'm talking and meeting people every day from all over the country that live here now. They're not just here visiting, they have bought property in the area and come to Palatka.
It was a pleasure chatting with you, and
Anytime.
great to understand how this building works, and well done, and thank you for being the catalyst for so many businesses.
Well, thank you very much for
Yes,
having me on your little program.